This lesson is on multiplying integers. First, we're going to start off with the review exercises. The directions say solve each of the following. Go ahead and pause the video and try the problems on your own, and then you can watch the rest of the video to check your answers. Okay, number 1. -5 plus 2, we have a negative and a positive. So I'm going to subtract the two numbers, 5 minus 2, which is 3. Take the sign of the bigger number, which is 5, which is negative. Number 2, 10 plus a negative 12. Again, I'm going to subtract. 12 minus 10 is 2. Take the sign of the bigger number, which is 12. So that's going to be a negative 2. Number 3, -6 plus a negative 1. They're both negative, so I'm going to add those two numbers. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then since they're both negative, your answer will be negative. Number 4, -12 minus a negative 8. Since you're subtracting, we're going to use the click-click rule. So I'm going to do click, click. So that turns the problem into -12 plus 8. So I'm going to subtract the two numbers. 12 minus 8 is 4. Take the sign of the bigger number, which is 12, so that's a negative 4. 11 minus 15. I'm subtracting, so I'm going to do the click, click rule. So now I have 11 plus a negative 5. I have a positive and a negative number, so I'm going to subtract the two. 11 minus 5 is 6. Take the sign of the bigger number, which is 11, which is positive. Number 6, 7 minus a negative 2. I'm going to do click, click, which is 7 plus 2, which is equal to 9. Okay, let's look at multiplying two integers. So, if you have two numbers, when you're multiplying, if they're both positive, or both of the numbers are both negative, your answer is always going to be positive. So a positive times a positive is a positive, and a negative times a negative is also a positive. So for number 1, we have two positives. 3 times 5 is going to be 15. Number 2, we have -2 times a negative 3. Since they're both negatives, a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's going to be a positive 6. Well, now what happens when you multiply one positive number and one negative number? Well, what's going to happen is your answer is going to be negative. So for number 3, -8 times 7 is going to be a negative 56. I have a negative number and a positive number, so my answer is going to be negative. Number 4, 2 times a negative 5. So I have one positive number, one negative number. So that's going to be a negative 10. So my answer will be negative. So to recap, if you're multiplying two positive numbers or two negative numbers together, your answer will be positive. If you're multiplying one positive number and one negative number, your answer will be negative.